Prince Harry finally got the moment he's been waiting for. After more than 3 years of preparation, frustration, and simmering anger, the Duke of Sussex walked into a London courtroom to confront the media empire he believes has tormented him for most of his life. No settlement, no compromise, just a straight-up showdown. And from the very first day, it was clear, this wasn't just another celebrity lawsuit. This was personal. For Harry, this case pits him against Associated Newspapers Ltd., the powerful publisher behind the Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, and the global click machine known as Mail Online, a media giant owned by the 4th Viscount Rothermere, a company Harry has seen as a constant thorn in his side since childhood. And now, finally, he's face to face with it. Many expected a last-minute deal. It never came. Both sides dug in, sabers drawn. And so the trial began, a 9-week legal battle with Harry standing as one of 7 angry claimants. But make no mistake, this fight is being seen through Harry's eyes. And from his point of view, this is about far more than headlines. Harry insists this isn't only about protecting his own family, though that's a powerful motivator. He sees this as a direct challenge to the royal playbook itself, the long-standing rule of never complain, never explain. A system he believes failed him, failed his mother, and failed his wife. As a private individual now, Harry says he can fight back. And more importantly, that he must. Even without support from the firm. Even if the legal costs spiral into the tens of millions. This, he believes, is a line in the sand. And the battlefield couldn't be more intense. Court 76 at London's High Court became the stage for an emotionally charged standoff. Journalists packed the room, many faces Harry would recognize from the royal rota he openly despises. No cameras allowed. No dramatic footage. Yet every word, every glance, every pause was blasted out in real time through live blogs. Modern media, reporting on a man fighting modern media. It's the third and final major legal battle for the former working royal since he walked away from royal life in 2020 and rebuilt his world in California. And in that courtroom, Harry wasn't just a prince. He was a man on a mission. But to understand the fire driving him, you have to look deeper. Always lurking behind the legal arguments is Harry's unresolved anger. His belief that relentless press harassment played a role in Princess Diana's death. That it shaped a troubled childhood for him and Prince William. That it poisoned his relationships long before Meghan ever entered the picture. Harry has openly blamed the media for the breakdown of past romances, for Meghan's traumatic experience living in Britain, and for what he sees as continued attacks on his family. The suggestion, often floated in tabloids, that senior royals have no inherent right to privacy? Harry calls that idea disgusting. But the publisher sees things very differently. Associated Newspapers Ltd. has flatly rejected the allegations. Claims of unlawful news gathering, blagging, listening devices, and criminal impersonation? They call them preposterous. Their barrister argued reporters were simply doing their jobs, chasing leads, speaking to sources, and practicing what they described as robust journalism. In Harry's case, the defense suggested many stories came from his own inner circle. A leaky group of friends and contacts. The prince, they argued, might not have liked what he read, but that didn't make it illegal. The sources, though unnamed, were described as credible. The stories, in the public interest. Harry strongly disagrees. He pointed to details he says were completely fabricated. One example, claims about an online alias he insists he never used. But beyond specific inaccuracies, Harry described the cumulative impact as devastating. He told the court deeply personal information, known only to a tiny group of trusted people, was splashed across newspapers. The effect, he said, was paranoia, fear, a constant sense that his every move, thought, and emotion was being tracked. Not for truth, but for profit. And he wasn't standing alone. Alongside Harry are 6 other high-profile claimants. Actors Elizabeth Hurley and Sadie Frost. music icon Sir Elton John and his husband David Furnish, Liberal Democrat MP Sir Simon Hughes, and Baroness Doreen Lawrence, a woman whose son, Stephen Lawrence, was murdered in a racist attack in 1993 and who knows all too well the power and pain of press intrusion. Their presence sends a message. This isn't just a royal grievance. It's a broader challenge to tabloid culture. Still, the case faces hurdles. A former private investigator, once central to the claims, now says his statement was forged. His signature falsified. A development that could complicate everything as the trial rolls on. Then came Harry's moment in the witness box. He was the first to testify. His 2 hours of questioning were shorter than expected, a deliberate strategy, according to observers. But short didn't mean calm. It was a stormy, emotionally charged exchange. At one point, Justice Nicklin gently reprimanded Harry for arguing too forcefully. This wasn't the place for speeches, the judge reminded him. His role was simple: answer the questions. No flourishes, no asides. But Harry struggled to hold back. He told the court he wanted the judge to truly understand what life under constant surveillance feels like. 24 hours a day. Every day. And then his voice cracked. Fighting back tears, Harry spoke about Meghan. He said tabloids had made his wife's life an absolute misery. That the legal battle itself had only intensified the attacks, not eased them. He called the entire experience fundamentally wrong. What he wanted, he said, was accountability, an apology, an end to it. It's a horrible experience, he concluded. Many assumed Harry would leave immediately after his testimony, flying back to California. Instead, the next day, he returned to court to support Elizabeth Hurley as she took the stand. His team said he wanted to show solidarity. A statement in itself. Royals rarely appear in court. Before Harry, the last was Edward VII, more than a century ago. And while his legal crusade has clearly unsettled the palace, Harry's track record against the press is hard to ignore. In late 2023, he won 15 claims against Mirror Group newspapers and received significant damages. Earlier, he secured a settlement and apology from News Group newspapers over unlawful intrusion into his life. So the question now hangs in the air. Will this final battle bring Harry peace? Or will it simply fuel an endless war with the media? Whatever the verdict, one thing is certain. Harry has been heard. Loudly. Publicly. On a global stage. He's had his day in court. As for changing the tone of media coverage around his family, that fight may be far from over.